Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? G5 Jeff TV in the goddamn building. What's up with y'all? Never mind my appearance. This my quarantine look. Y'all ain't come here to look at me. Y'all came to talk some boxing, so it's all good. What up, what up, what up? Put a 1 in the comment section if y'all can hear me. Boxing Learner, what's going on? Ruben, what's up, what's up? What's up with y'all? What's going on? We gotta talk some boxing today, for sure. Richard, what's up with you? That's what's up. That's what's up. Everybody can hear me. That's what's up. Hopefully, hopefully my boy Shane will jump on real quick. Richard, I know you told me about your situation yesterday. If I send you a link, would you be able to jump on? JR, what's up with you, bro? Ruben said Campbell versus Garcia. Luke Campbell got a chance, man. He got a chance, man, for sure. He definitely has a chance. The thing about Luke Campbell, the way Luke Campbell fights early in a fight is not the same way he fights later in the fight. You know what I'm saying? As he gets more fatigued, he don't fight the same. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that's the big difference. You know what I'm saying? But Ryan Garcia is not used to going deep in fights neither, man. It's an interesting fight. I mean, I think Ryan Garcia is the favorite, but I would say probably maybe 60-40 or 65-35. It's a tight fight though. It's a tight fight for sure. Um, but it's a good fight, man. Big up to Ryan Garcia for taking that fight too, because he didn't have to. He didn't have to, for sure. But hold on a second, y'all. I'm driving right now, but the StreamYard thing is the truth. My bad. Garcia KO in 7. I can see it happening. I can see it happening for sure. You know what I mean? That's if he was to do that, that's huge. Because Lomachenko didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? JR, he probably look better than me right now, man. I'm Scruff McGruff right now, man. I'm Scruff McGruff like crazy. But AB probably, yeah. AB funny as hell, man. Like, I don't care if people like him or not, man. He entertaining as hell, yo. Poirot time, man. I was under the impression the StreamYard thing was just for laptops, and they was like, "Yo, you could do it on your phone." I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like, we in there, we in there. Hey, JR, you already know how we do, man. Like, to be honest with you, bro, I'm probably not even gonna do any more like regular videos, man. They gonna be all these streams and lives when the fights come on. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, I think got my guy. Borrow, hold on, I'm gonna answer that in a second. Hold on a second, bro.
Yo.
What's up with you? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I see the signal seems a bit bad. I don't know if it's me or you. The signal seems bad. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm about to walk in the crib though, so the signal probably gonna be a little bit better. I'm out in the street, but we got the
Oh,
VP of
fair enough.
operations
You're good now.
in
You're
the
good now,
building.
though. You're good now. You're good now.
Oh, I'm straight now. Yeah, I'm pulling up in front of the
Yeah, as you
door.
can see,
So
I'm in the studio right now
I'm in the
for the
studio right
podcast.
now. I see you, baby. I see you. You in the lab. I see you. Listen, for the
Yeah.
people that don't know, we got Shane on the line. That's the VP of operations. That's the man behind the magic. You know what I'm saying? Nah, Richard, not gonna cut out like the last time. We figured out the problem.
It was Jeff needs to get the AirPods out.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all what the problem was. So I couldn't hear. I couldn't hear Shane. Right? Couldn't hear Shane. Couldn't hear Log, but they could hear me. Y'all could hear them. So I had my Bluetooth on. And the Bluetooth was hooked up to my pods, which is in my pocket, which rarely works. You know what I'm saying? So the whole time I couldn't hear them, and it was coming through my headphones in my pocket. So it's crazy. Fritz, what's going on? Hashman Boxing, what's up? What's up? Have you gotten a bigger mirror to see the fights? I need a bigger mirror. I just listen, man. I just well shit, Shane, I can tell them. I just got out of YouTube jail, man. I had to fight a
We
case.
just won our case. We won the case.
We won the case. We just won a case, man. We had a case with CBS. CBS and Showtime, man. So I had to get a strike removed. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to lock a dude up for 90 days, man. I was like, I can't have that. I cannot
Especially with all the fights coming up.
Say it again.
I said, especially with all the fights coming up.
Yeah, man, that would have hurt, man. That would have hurt bad, man. Like, but hold on, I know. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, Richard. That's why I cut out. That's why I cut out the last fight. They shut their live down. They shut the last live down. That's why I cut out like that. But Showtime the only one to do that though. Like the Zone and all them other ones, like they don't do that. Shane cut out. Somebody had a question. Hold on. Somebody had a question. Swallow, Ryan Garcia or Campbell? I got Ryan Garcia. I'm gonna say decision, but
Yeah, it kicked me out because as soon as you went into another place, the signal went and I just got kicked out.
okay. Nah, that's cool. That's cool. Don't worry. I'm walking in the door now. So.
Are we still doing the 154? Is it? What's the?
Yeah, we gonna touch on the 154-pound division today. Hold on a second, y'all.
Hi.
Put this in the picture. That's fine. Hold on, y'all. Let me handle this something right now. Yo. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the 154-pound division today. Shane, how we sounding? We sounding good?
Yeah, you're sounding clean.
All right, cool.
How am I sounding? What's the vision?
You straight. Yeah, we talking about the 154-pound division today. It's a funny division, man. There's a lot of hitters, but it's like, it's just spread out. You know what I mean? There's no superstars. There's no clear-cut favorite.
I mean, I was thinking about this earlier today because I knew we were going to do the video. The 154 division is probably the only division. It reminds me very similar to the cruiserweight division now. There's not much elite fighters. You got probably 10 fighters who all probably can beat each other, you know, and a lot of these guys are probably on the same level. You know, there's about 10 fighters that I can personally name that all probably could beat each other. You know, there's
Yeah.
not one standout. If the closest person to a standout is Charlo, but we've even seen him, he's got vulnerability. So
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them guys just all of them are B and B plus fighters. I don't think there's an A fighter at 154. I would say B minus B's and B pluses at 154 pounds.
Hashman Boxing said the skill level between them are similar. I'll go one step further and say not only is the skill level similar, they all fight very similar as well. They're all very come forward fighters. If you watch the Teixeira Carlos Adams fight, you see most of the fights are like that. The Hurd and J Rock fight was like that. The Rosario and J Rock fight was like that. The Erickson Lara Hurd fight was like that. You know, a lot of the fights are very similar. There's not much different styles. You know, I
Right.
think the last out and out defensive fighter that we saw at 154 was Andrade, because he's the last person I saw at 154. He was a genuine defensive fighter. Everybody
You
else is
gotta throw,
very much come forward.
you gotta throw Laura in there too.
Yeah, Lara, but I said Lara right now isn't genuinely elite. That's what I mean. That's the part that I said. He's defensive, but right now I wouldn't call him an elite fighter.
Is he top 5 at 154?
I wouldn't say so. No,
I don't know. We might have to have an argument about that.
I wouldn't say so. I
Is
wouldn't
Laura?
say so.
Well, let's.
I thought Brian Castano beat him and he lost the Hurd. I thought Brian
Yeah.
Castano beat him and he lost the Hurd. So
Yeah, you see, Hashman Boxing. He said crazy to think Rosario got stopped by Gallimore. Gallimore was hot at that time. He was hot. He was hot at that time, and it's a lot of times people look at past fights and they think about the fighter at the moment. I'm like, no, you got to think about the fighter when the fight happened. Gallimore was hot at that time, and Rosario wasn't nowhere near what he is now. And Shane, I'm gonna let you go, but I'm gonna tell the people the Jason Rosario J Rock story. If y'all been following the channel, y'all should already know the story because I did a video on it. But I'll tell it to y'all live since it's our first like real live. So basically, that fight was in Philly. J Rock. Jason Rosario, J Rock coming off the huge victory over Jared Swift Hurd, looked impressive in that fight. Right now, I was working media that night, but I was following J Rock basically around the city. You know what I'm saying? And basically, to make a long story short, the J Rock that was preparing for Jared Hurd was not the J Rock that was preparing for Jason Rosario. Like he basically went Hollywood. He wasn't training the way he was supposed to. He was in training, but he wasn't going hard like he was going against Hurd. You know what I mean? Before the Hurd fight. In Philly, we knew, for the people that don't know, I'm from Philly. Shane's from the UK. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is with J Rock, we knew in the city of Philly, we knew it was a problem because J Rock spars a guy. I'm not gonna put his name out there, but he spars a guy on a regular basis. And this guy in the Philly gyms is known for being extremely cautious inside of the ring, very defensive. I would say probably one of the last sparrings before the weigh-in, dude was getting off on J Rock. Like he was walking J Rock down. He was getting off on him. And it was probably only maybe about 15, 20 people in the gym. But all of them was just like, oh, like that's a problem. Like that's a problem. That's a big problem. So going into the weigh-in, I was at the weigh-in. You look at my Instagram, I got pictures with several people. Antonio Todd that was on the card. He just fought last week. Freeway Rick Ross, he was there. Had a picture with him. the buzz in the building was that J-Rock was weight drained. Not only was he weight drained, but he was sick on top of being weight drained. He made weight, but he looked like crap. He looked like crap, like live. I don't know how he looked on TV, but he looked like straight crap live at the event. I got a call from somebody 3 o'clock in the morning. The night, that same night after the weigh-in, everybody had to stay at the same hotel. Somebody pulled the fire alarm. So the fighters and everybody else is in the same spot. I had somebody call me. They was just like, yo, J-Rock looked like he's sick. Like, he looked sick. As soon as I got that call at 3 o'clock in the morning, I was just like, yo, he's probably going to lose this fight. I said, he's probably going to lose this fight. So that's the story behind the whole J-Rock, Jason Rosario situation. And mind you, I'll be hesitant to tell that story because people think I'm making excuses for J-Rock. That has nothing to do with Jason Rosario. Rosario was still skilled enough to go in there and do what he had to do. What I'm saying is, in Philly, we weren't surprised.
Turn on the lights. I think, and turn on the lights because someone was saying, I don't even know, someone was saying turn on the lights. But another thing, you might want to get to the comments because there's a lot of comments that's coming through.
All right, let's get to them. Oh, Richard was saying turn the lights on. I got you.
Where we starting from?
We're gonna start from I'm gonna go Hashman Boxing. He said Laura doesn't have the same legs anymore and put the earmuffs on a lot. You want to take that one? Because I can take that one.
I mean, I have an opinion, but I personally just feel like it's a natural thing in boxing as you get up in age, especially these Cuban fighters. These guys they've been fighting for years. So when they reach a certain age, they age like milk. You know, they don't age very well.
Yeah, that's true. Another thing with Laura, he's kind of in a no-win situation because when he had the legs, they were saying he was boring. Now he's sitting in the pocket more with the earmuffs. Now you know what I'm saying? But you're right, though. Boxing.
It's very similar to, sorry to not to move on, but it's very similar to what we see with Rigondeaux. You know, when Rigondeaux was at his best, that another Cuban fighter, people used to call him boring.
Right.
But now you see him, he looks a bit old. You're seeing his age. The next one, what was the next comment? I can't even see.
He said, Richard told me to turn them damn lights on. I did that. Boxing learner. He said Rosario was a different beast now. That's true. He looked hella good in the J-Rock fight. The one thing I will say, boxing learner, is with Rosario, his punch combinations, he switched them up. If you ran tape on Rosario, the punch combinations that he usually throw out, he was throwing out different combinations in that J-Rock fight. And what I mean by that is he wasn't starting all his combinations off the same way. He wasn't starting everything with a jab. He wasn't starting everything with a hook. He wasn't starting everything with a lead right hand. He was mixing it up, angles. He fought beautiful. So I do think Jason Rosario is a different type of fighter than he was back in the Gallimore fight. So I would have to agree with that based off his last fight.
Next, what was the next one?
Hashman Boxing. Go ahead.
Go on.
Yeah, Hashman Boxing. He said nobody can hold on to the belts. That's true.
I mean,
having that.
There's a big reason because of that. Because I personally feel like, again, as I said, a lot of the fighters fight similar. You know, so when you're fighting that come forward, we fight in the phone booth style kind of fight, you know, it's very easy for you to round swing either way. If you look at the Lara and Hurd fight, round swung either way. Hurd and J-Rock, you know, Hurd relied so much on his size, and then one day he found someone who was willing to match him in the middle. You know, a lot of these guys fight similar, and to be fair, it's only gonna go one way. You know, you're never gonna get the same result. Sorry, you're never ever gonna get the same person outmanning every single person he fights. You know, you're gonna have to switch it up at times. You know, so I personally don't rate the skill levels of the fighters at 154, but there is a few fighters that I feel like people need to keep their eye on moving forward.
And that would be
Madrimov. Madrimov to me, even though he's very similar in, I wouldn't even say he's similar. He's another come forward fighter, but he's very skilled. He's another person who I feel like will cause a lot of upsets, and I think he's mandatory for the WBA as well. I think he's mandatory for
yeah,
the winner.
yeah.
And then you got also Sergio Garcia. Those who don't know, Sergio Garcia is a really good fighter. He's like 31-0. He's a Spanish fighter. He's probably the only one out of the top 10 that I personally feel like has a different style. He fights very long behind that jab. He's fundamentally very good. You know, I don't think he will cause much upsets, but in terms of stylistically, he's very good. He's very clean.
I think Tim Tszyu has a different style than them other guys too. He's real smooth with it. In terms of his style, I'm not gonna say his skill set. I think his skill set is comparable, but I think his style, I would say he's probably one of the top guys at 154 I would have confidence in him actually switching things up during the course of a fight. Not being a one-dimensional guy. I like Sebastian Fundora as well. He's 6'6", every bit of 6'6", and he's have you seen much of him, Shane?
No, I haven't.
You better check him out. He's legitimately 6'6", and he's comfortable at 154.
No, I know who he is.
You just haven't put the lab.
I ain't put the lab coat on him.
Okay.
Is the person who I know you're a big fan of, and I feel like he gets a bad shake because of his first round knockout, is Erickson Lubin. I actually think he's one of the most improved fighters at 154 because I had him written off at one stage, but he's a really clean fighter now.
Yeah, he's clean. Yeah, everything he does is clean, man. And I was in the building for him and Nate Gallimore, man. He made Nate Gallimore look like a fool, and so like it's crazy. You know,
Heyman's World. What's up with her? Where did he disappear? He got baptized in that J-Rock fight, and it's very humbling. He got humbled in front of his hometown as well. So that didn't help him.
Yeah, you know what else? With Hurd, he suffered from the same thing that J-Rock did. He got to his hometown and wasn't grinding the same. You know what I mean? And that's what happened. Even if he was grinding the same, he might have still lost to that J-Rock that showed up that night. You know what I mean? He was on fire. You know what I'm saying? He was absolutely on fire. But yeah, I don't think Hurd has disappeared. I think he's just in the gym, just trying to really change his style. But I don't think he needs to change his style. I just think he needs to pick at some point during a round to not just walk forward and just be the killer. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Rio, I think I don't know if I'm reading this right, but you said, would it be wise for Tia, I'm assuming you mean Teofimo Lopez, to go to 154 after the Loma fight? I mean,
before we even get to that, I will address that in a second. Heyman's World. Hey, Heyman's World, are you the one from Twitter that I was going back and forth with? I want to say yeah, but Hashman Boxing, J-Rock looked bad against Ishe Smith. I remember that fight. Everybody looks bad against Ishe Smith when he was halfway good. He's somebody that you don't look good against, even if you beat him. So I don't give J-Rock too much for that. But you're right though. You're right. You're correct. Hashman, he boxed in January against Santina. Oh, he was talking to Heyman's World. Okay. Hold on. Hashman Boxing said that uppercut left hook by Rosario was mean. I'm assuming you talking about the one against J-Rock. Yeah, that was serious. It's different when you see them combinations live. Oh man, it's crazy. Stevie, what's going on? What's up? That was Richard that asked that question. Teofimo,
yeah, that's what I said.
Take over 154 after he beats Loma. I'm assuming Richard is trolling on that one. I've had too many back and forth boxing conversations with him in the comment section. I'm assuming it was a typo or he's trolling. I'm gonna say it was a typo.
He wrote it twice, so there's no way it's a typo. He wrote it twice.
Okay, so maybe he's misinformed. So we gonna be nice. Teofimo and Loma's fighting at 135.
That's
Unless,
3 weight classes below.
yes, unless he's getting ready to pull a Gary Russell and try to go up 21 pounds, that's not gonna happen. Boxing learner told Richard to chill out. Let me see. Boxing learner speaking about Rosario, who wins Charlo versus Rosario and why?
Charlo all day. Charlo all day. Charlo every day of the week.
You want to get into why?
Yeah, I get into why. I just feel like Charlo's the better. Without being too, I'm gonna keep it quite simple. I don't feel like there's much Rosario can do to offset Charlo, because one thing I've seen of Charlo is there's one thing he does sometimes struggle with, and that's lateral movement. Someone who's willing to move around the ring, because he kind of goes through the motions a bit. And I don't really think his front foot game in terms of cutting off the ring is that great. Rosario isn't that guy to cause him problems like that. So I don't really think stylistically he's gonna find much. He's gonna expose much holes in Charlo's game, and Charlo will get to him pretty quick, pretty easily, to be honest.
Okay. To answer the question, I like Charlo in the fight. Be honest with you. I think it's like 70-30 for Charlo. I think the biggest thing for Charlo is trying to figure out what distance to fight Rosario at. That's going to be the one question he's going to have to answer. And the longer it takes for him to answer that question, the more interesting the fight is going to be. You heard what I said, Shane?
Yeah, I heard everything you said.
Yeah, I think Charlo's going to have to find out what's best for him. Is it good to fight him mid-range? Is it good to fight him on the inside? Based off of me seeing Rosario, the best chance Rosario has of catching Charlo would be mid-range. If I'm Charlo, you either got to be all the way in or you got to be all the way out. One of the two. Can't be caught in the middle with Rosario.
I think he's not going to get caught flat anyway. So even if he can, even though he can punch, he's a punching fighter who punches. His feet are still. So as long as he's moving, I don't really feel like he's going to get caught flat.
What the thing
that
is,
won't be a problem.
Even if he gets caught flat, Charlo doesn't want to get caught flat simply because if you get somebody respect early in the fight, then you really got to go in your bag. You know what I'm saying? You really got to go in your bag, and you really got to change things up. So, yeah, I think Charlo would win at any range. I think if he fought on the outside, I think he could beat Rosario. If he fights on the inside, he can beat him. If he fights mid-range, he can beat him. I just think he's better off either all the way in or all the way out, and don't admire the work. Don't get shot. Don't take no photographs afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
Fritz Mera said, we spoke about Madrimov, but yeah, what do you think of Madrimov?
Yeah, he's tough, man. He's tough. He's gonna be one of those guys. He's gonna be kind of like Derevianchenko, man. He's gonna be hardcore's delight, but there ain't gonna be a lot of guys gonna want to jump in the ring with him. But I think he has the potential to be one of the top guys in the division, for sure. It's just a matter of whether he's going to get shot against a big time guy.
The next who's next? Hashman boxing again. Hell no, Richard. Alicia, bro,
getting on him about that 154. Yeah, getting on him about that 154.
Another Madrimov comment. Hashman boxing again. Yeah, he beat the crap out of Ted Cheeseman. I was surprised how good he was. He's talking about Sergio Garcia. Yeah, Sergio Garcia was really good. And he was really good against Ted Cheeseman. That was the first time I actually saw him fight in full. You might have seen him fight before that, but that was the first time I saw him fight against Cheeseman.
But the thing is, Cheeseman ain't no slouch. That's what I was impressed with. Cheeseman not no slouch. Like, he not no slouch at all. You know what I'm saying? Let me go back to it was a question we missed, bro. Joel said Madrimov will beat Hurd. You agree with that?
I mean, I've never rated Hurd at all, so I wouldn't be against that.
Hey,
I've never rated
is
Hurt.
this
I don't think Hurt's a good fighter.
you got a burner account, man? You put this down here, man.
No, no, I just don't like Hurt. I
Yeah,
just don't like Hurt.
I hear you. I hear you. We got Jimmy in the building. He said he think Tim Zoo is gonna be worth watching. Yeah, yeah, he definitely gonna be worth watching. The thing that's crazy, he looked just like his dad. Like, oh my god, like Tim Zoo looked just like Costa Zoo. Like, oh my goodness, they like twins, bro. Shit, crazy.
Hashman boxing. Majumov didn't look too impressive in his last fight. I feel he needs to get a. In his last fight, I thought you got to understand he took it at late notice, and also he fought a guy who's tough. Like this guy came out, he learned how to fight in prison, so I feel like you can't really. This guy's never been stopped before, and he knocked him out in the ninth round. I don't know what that ref was talking about. That was a clear knockout, but
yeah, I thought he looked good. I thought he looked good. The thing has me, and the thing about it is, I almost never look at things at face value. I'm always digging into what's going on in the background before I, comment on how a fighter was looking. Madrimov took that fight late notice. So the times where he probably didn't look like super impressive in your opinion, he probably was just in there just taking data during the fight. You know what I'm saying? Getting himself adjusted. I would say is that more so than like he wasn't ready. But Hashman said Erickson Lubin can really box. He will stop Gachet. Hashman, I'll put it to you like this: if Erickson Lubin stops Terrell Gachet, he deserves a title fight in his next fight. He deserves a title fight in his next fight. Terrell Gachet, he's one of those guys. He's solid all the way around. Nothing special, but he's solid all the way around. But yeah, if he stops Terrell Gachet, he deserves a title shot. He deserves a title shot. That's a good fight, though. That's a good fight.
Richard, you're still trolling. I think he'll be at 154 in the next 4 fights. I don't know what you're drinking.
Richard, who you talking about?
He's talking about Tiafimo.
I'll talk to Richard after the show. So let me tell y'all, Tyree Sharp, that's my brother. He said, bro, you need a cut. Come on down the aisles. I do need a cut, and I am probably gonna go to aisles, man. But they love me whether I got a cut or not. It's my quarantine look. But that's my brother getting on me as usual. It's Hashman talking about Richard.
Charlo got a very good chin. Yeah, he does.
Which one? Which one?
Jamal.
Jamal. Yeah, he got some whiskers on him. He can take a shot. He can take a shot.
I want to see Harrison fight Hurd. I really don't want to see Hurd fight at 154 anymore. I don't want to see Hurd fight unless he's taking VADA testing, to be honest, because I have my speculations.
You have your speculations. That's funny. The thing is, some of these guys, it's to the point now where guys are getting to the weight and they're gaining between 20 to 25 pounds overnight. And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy what's going on with that. So in a sense, it's kind of hard to tell who really got the skills and who don't. Because you can win a fight. If you have C-level skills and you're fighting somebody that has B-level skills, but you are 15 pounds heavier than them on fight night, there's a chance the C guy is going to win just because his punches is snapping harder than the B guy.
Every time.
I mean, every time.
We saw that with Hurd and Lara. Lara's got way more skills than Hurd, but Hurd just has way more. He's just way more of an individual. He's got way more size.
Yeah, Hurd kept beating that drum until Lara took that knockdown in the 12th. But I don't want to see that fight. I don't want to see Tony Harrison and Hurd. I think that fight will be more boring than the first one. You know what I'm saying? I think they're both different fighters now. You know what I'm saying?
Hashman Boxing says, I used to train with Cheeseman at Fisher ABC Bermondsey. He neglected his boxing in the Garcia fight. No adjustments made. Listen, this is the thing. I want to adjust the situation. This is the thing about Cheeseman. Cheeseman and the rest of the guys at 154, they all fight face first. None of them actually have any reverse gear in them. Like Cheeseman, Scott Fitzgerald, Anthony Fowler, all of the guys out of England that's fighting at 154, they don't have much boxing skills to them. Like they always come out with swollen faces or cuts or bruises. Like they don't come out clean. These guys are just not, to me, they're not trained well. You know, you look at a lot of these fighters that are fighting in England, and this is not even against them. This is just their trainers itself. Their trainers aren't training them the basics when it comes to defense. That's why if you look at it, fighters from England, fighters from Eastern Europe, they train with American trainers. Fighters from Eastern Europe or fighters from America, they don't train with English trainers, because English trainers, they just face first, come forward trainers. Like they don't really have much variety to their training. So
Yeah,
it's not even anything Cheeseman could have done. He's just not been trained well.
yeah, I have to agree with that. They tell those guys, if you want to go to the next level, you're gonna have to come train with some people in the States, or even get to the gyms in the States.
Facts.
It's a whole different
Facts.
ball game. And Cheeseman in his last fight, and we were live on the channel for that fight. Cheeseman annoyed the hell out of me. Point blank period. He annoyed the shit out of me, because I'm like, he just, like, you want him to do things inside of the ring, and you like, yo, why are you sitting your face there, right there, like for you to get hit?
Exactly.
He wasn't throwing no body shots. He could have ended that fight midway through if he did any type of body work. He doesn't pivot. His footwork is not that good.
Someone like Cheeseman, I would love to see him train with someone like a Kenny Porter or Andre Rozier, because those guys will teach him how to use his feet. Like he's never going to get head movement, so there's no point teaching him that. At least teach him how to use his feet. Those two trainers in itself will teach him how to use his feet. Right now, the trainers in England aren't good enough.
Yeah, I think you can not have the best footwork but still know how to pivot. If you pivoting can get you in good situations to throw shots, and it can get you out of danger. So you don't have to necessarily have the best footwork, but if you can pivot well, then you would be fine. But even with that, like, we said it during the live, we was just like, yo, it's either Cheeseman is not comprehending what the trainers are telling them, or the trainers is not telling them what we think needs to happen with Cheeseman. It feels like he's he automatic. He ain't no stick shift. He don't have no gears to him. He's just, what I'm saying, just straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? So hope we gonna see if Cheeseman gets better. But Richard Tim don't have his dad's thunder left, but he look good. Yeah, he look good. He looked real good. You know what I mean? Got Will Stokes in the building.
What's happening? Love from the UK, obviously. Always love from the UK.
Got Will Stokes in the building.
Will Stokes was supposed to come in on a live with you, I think. Was it Will Stokes or was it somebody else? I can't remember.
Nah, I don't think it was Will Stokes. He may be if he's on Instagram, I'll send him a link. But let me see. Boxing Learner, who do you think needs to move up? You want to take that one, Shane?
Hurd needs to move up, definitely. He's definitely not on that. He's not a 154. Hurd needs to move up. I was disappointed when Munguia moved up, because I thought, even though he's a natural 160, and I think he even missed weight at 160. So even though he's a natural 160, I was disappointed because I thought he could get dominance. But Hurd needs to move up, and I even think Castano can move up to 160 as well, because Castano, whilst he's short, he's actually quite stocky. So he's a person I'd like to see
too.
Huh?
I forgot about Castano. He tough. Castano was tough.
He's real tough. He's real tough. But everybody else, I feel like 154 is a division where you have to make your name before you move to 160. Like, there's no point moving to 160. You got to make your name at 154.
Right. 100% right. Hashman Boxing, the next upcoming 154-pound fighter to look out for is Hamza Shiraz. Really good talent, does some old school tricks.
He's not the first person to tell me about this kid.
He's the third person to mention that name. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta put the lab coat on and go check him out.
I've heard about him a few times as well. Many people have been recommending this dude.
Yeah, I haven't watched him, Hashman. I haven't watched him. Listen, if there's any fights you want for us to watch of him, definitely send it to us, or just tell us the opponent or where to find it, and we'll definitely check him out. But you're not the first person that said. You about the third person that's told me about that kid. So we got Derek in the building. What's up, Derek?
Who's Boots fighting? Boots is one of my favorite guys as well. I'll be honest. Jeff got me on Boots, and from I've watched Boots, I'm convinced this guy's a winner. He's a winner for real. He's a real winner.
Boots is a monster, man. And the thing that's crazy, you know how you hear like some guys, like even some of the top guys in the game, you'll hear, oh well, they got beat up by this person in sparring. Like, I'm in Philly. I haven't heard of anybody getting off on Boots. Period. As a kid, as a teenager, like I've never heard anybody get off on Boots inside of the ring. But we love Boots. We big fans of Boots. I'm not sure who he's fighting on the 19th. Matter of fact, he's on that Erickson Lubin card, Shane. He on Erickson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know who he's fighting, but if it was up to me, if I would love to see Boots and Jamal James. That would be a great fight.
Definitely.
I would like to see Boots and
Lipinets
would be a good fight too. Boots.
I think
Lipinets. That's a good fight.
That would be a good fight. Or even me, I'd even go one further. What's it called? Vargas.
Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse Vargas.
That's a good fight. That's a good fight. And I think Jesse would take that fight too after coming off that Mikey Garcia loss. He would take that fight. I think he would take that fight. But Boots is in a position now where he's with a smaller promoter. They're not going to give
him a
fight. Yeah, he's with Salidas, but Salida not big enough.
No, of course not. Next one was why does Hurt need to move up? Because he's not a natural 154. I mean,
he's definitely not a natural 154. He's naturally 160. He can make Hurt's big enough to go to 168. To be honest with you,
maybe
want to keep it
most probably.
Yeah,
I definitely have to be taking this one. Will Stokes. UK has some fantastic trainers though. Robert McCracken, Adam Booth, Dominic Ingle, Ben Davis.
Have at it with that one. Go ahead.
Okay, bro. Will Stokes. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this now. Out of all of the people you named, none of them to me is even that good. That's not even the best out of UK's trainers, because if you're not mentioning if you're mentioning Robert McCracken in it, then you definitely don't. Robert McCracken is a fraud. Robert McCracken's the only trainer that doesn't teach defense. When he had Carl Froch was the easiest fighter to hit. And for years, everybody's been saying that AJ doesn't have any head movement. He doesn't teach defense. So I don't really rate Robert McCracken. Adam Booth, same style. Every fighter he trains has the same style. No versatility. That's why Josh Kelly looks just like he's a welterweight David Haye. The same hands down style, relying a lot on reflex and speed. He can't train someone that doesn't have a lot of speed, which to me isn't good on a trainer. You should be able to adjust.
Josh Kelly, let me get in here real quick. Josh Kelly, he's actually regressed. He's regressed.
Facts.
He's regressed. Rob McCracken, he's probably the boxing version of the Houston Rockets coach, Mike D'Antoni. Mike D'Antoni's all offense. He don't teach defense. McCracken is the same way. Will Stokes, the names that you mentioned, those are all of the popular names. Those are all of the popular trainers in the UK. But if you really want to get down to it, none of them would come here in the States and make waves. There's a lot
you stole my point. You stole my point, because that was exactly my point. Because when you look at it, and this is a fact, people go and train with Lomachenko's dad. People go and train with Floyd Senior. People go and train with Abel Sanchez. People go and train with Manny Robles. People go and train with, like, the list goes on. Look at Buddy McGirt. Kovalev, there's probably no black people in Russia, but he still wanted to go and train with Buddy McGirt.
Absolutely.
There's nobody training with English trainers unless they're English,
Right.
because English trainers ain't that great.
They
Like,
in-house.
everything's in-house because they're not that good. Like,
Yeah,
Go on, continue.
yeah, they're house names in the UK, but it's a difference because if you mention those names in the US, they're not gonna disrespect them, but at the same time, they're gonna say the same thing that we're saying. They're gonna be like, they're not a Rozier, they're not, they're not a Kevin Cunningham, they're not
Abel Sanchez.
Abel Sanchez. Like it's levels when it come down to the training thing, and you can tell the levels what they fighters, whether their fighters improve or they digress. And with a lot of their guys, like even the guys that they have and they're successful, they don't change their style.
Nope.
They don't add no elements to their game. So I'm glad that you brought up those trainers, but yeah, they're good under UK terms and they're popular from UK terms, but in reality, they like middle of the road.
But before we go to the next comment, there's one person who I would say there's two people who I would say I rate as trainers. One of them is Mark Tibbs. You know, I like Mark Tibbs. Mark Tibbs is a person who actually does teach defense. And another fighter is another trainer is I'm looking at him right now. He used to train can't remember. I can't believe I forgot his name. He used to train James DeGale, and now he trains Chris Congo.
Oh yeah, we just seen him. I know you gonna come up with his name in a second. I'm not even.
As soon as we move on to the next comment, I'm gonna come up with his name. Okay. But those are the only two trainers that I rate.
I'll move on to the next comment. Fritz, what's the belt behind you, Shane? Oh, let him know.
IBF.
That's an IBF belt, man. Like Shane is. Let me tell y'all something. Shane, he may be one of the most knowledgeable young guys, period. Like in the world, period. Like the stuff that he knows, somebody that young shouldn't know all of that. I would take Shane over a lot of these old head guys that got names in the game right now. But that's an IBF belt. But we gonna give him some more jewels once the actual podcast. We just giving y'all a little taste right now. We just giving y'all a little taste.
Yeah, I don't want to show too much.
Yeah, we ain't gonna give y'all all the goods. Like what you see in my background, that's not gonna be it. Like
no, Jeff's gonna be lit. Jeff's gonna be lit.
Crazy. It's gonna be crazy, bro. Who we got? Hashman. Watch his fight with Ryan Kelly and Paul Keene. 6'3" and can fight on the inside. You got that, Shane? Ryan?
Yeah, I'm a
Paul Keene.
Definitely.
We're gonna watch that. Josecito Lopez will be good. Yeah, that's a good fight for Boots too. I'm assuming for Boots. Definitely. That's a good fight. Again with Jamal James. Richard said again with Jamal James, he one step up from a bum. Shane, you want to take that one? I got a couple things to say about that one.
The thing is about Jamal James is, to be fair, for you to be a bum, like you have to be getting wasted and washed every fight. I just feel like he just hasn't stepped up enough to like. I just feel Jamal James is just one of those fighters who he will always be where he's at. He's never going to be anything better.
What letter grade would you give him?
C.
C plus?
No, C minus.
Damn, he a C minus?
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
In my personal opinion, I would say Jesse Vargas is a C.
But Tomas Delorme went to a draw with him and he beat Tomas Delorme pretty easily. Jamal
Yeah, but that styles make fights. You know,
I knew you was gonna say that. That's why I said. Hey, listen, y'all. That was a little test comment to see if me and him was on the same page. I knew he was gonna say that, and that's what I wanted him to say too. Go ahead, Shane.
No, but yeah, I mean, Jamal James, he's definitely not a bum. That's to answer that quick. Definitely
he's not a bum.
He's not definitely not a bum.
He's a person step ahead of above of a bum. So,
I mean, a bum at
You said
150.
a C minus. He's a C minus.
I mean, if you want to put him as a C, that's fair. I C minus probably a bit being unfair, but he's not. He's nothing special. Let's put it that way. He's nothing special.
Yeah, I don't think Jamal James is special. I will put Jamal James at a C plus only because you mix his skill set with his physical attributes and his style. He gives people problems. He's not special at all. I'll give you a question though. Sticking to Jamal James. Jamal James and Adrian Broner, who wins the fight?
Bro, it depends on what Adrian Broner turns up.
I hold on. I can answer that. The Adrian Broner showed up against Jesse Vargas.
Jamal James.
Ooh.
You can't win a fight for only fighting for the second half of the fight. You only fought the last six rounds. The first 5 rounds, or first however much rounds, you weren't even throwing punches. We watched that. Remember, we were live for that fight, so we watched that fight together.
Okay, so Jamal James versus the Adrian Broner that showed up against Jesse Vargas. Jamal James wins. Close decision.
Yeah, close decision. Because I still think when it comes to, Adrian Broner is one of the hardest fighters to hit clean, even when he doesn't throw punches.
Yeah,
one of the hardest fighters to hit clean.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I would have to agree with that, not by much, but I would have to agree with that only because AB started out late. He started out in round 6, so yeah, I would say Jamal James in a close fight.
What was the next comment?
Hashman said, "Nah, bro." He also said Adam Booth's style is made for punchers.
Facts.
Yeah, that's 100% facts. Guys like Nas, Nazim, Nas, and Hay can really bang.
So it worked for them. Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah, that's facts. Josito Lopez is good. What was the question? I don't know. No, we were saying Josito Lopez was a good fight for Boots.
Boots Ennis.
Yeah, Jerron Boots Ennis. Derek said Josh Taylor got Fury
Ben Davison. He got rid of Shane McGuigan. Me personally, I don't rate Shane McGuigan as a trainer anyway.
Yeah, I don't like McGuigan. He's another guy he has a name and I don't know exactly why.
He has a name because of the work he done with George Groves. After George Groves left Adam Booth.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like after George Groves, it's kind of like.
Yeah, I mean, again, just Taylor, I would have loved to see him fight over in America. I would have loved to see him with even though Lomachenko's dad doesn't take anybody else, I would love to see him with like Lomachenko's dad or Buddy McGirt. Someone like Buddy McGirt would turn Josh Taylor into a pound for pound great.
You know who I would love to see, Josh Taylor. Well, you know what? I'm getting my names mixed up. Yeah, you're exactly right with Josh Taylor. Hold on before we move on, man. Like, let's get on Andre Ward talking about Josh Taylor don't have no inside game. The fuck is wrong?
Josh Taylor don't have no inside game. Just Taylor.
What the fuck is wrong with him? What is wrong with him?
Is he insane?
Yo, he literally said this was matter of fact the Jose Ramirez Victor Postal fight. That had to have been some of the worst commentating I've heard in a long time. Tim Bradley was horrible. Andre Ward was horrible. I'm almost under the impression that Andre Ward has never seen Josh Taylor fight. He said that Josh Taylor had absolutely no inside game.
He's never watched.
I said he's never watched Josh Taylor fight.
If you watch Josh Taylor versus O'Hara Davis, I can name other fights, but watch Josh Taylor versus O'Hara Davis. He killed O'Hara Davis. And the pro-grade fight. The reason why I wouldn't even say the pro-grade fight, because that fight, there was times where he was retreating because pro-grade was doing well on the inside.
Well,
but
yeah,
in the O'Hara Davis fight, Taylor was on the inside the whole fight. Literally the whole fight in the trenches. I don't know what he must have been on crack.
But listen, this is the thing. This is how you know Josh Taylor got an inside game. You take the O'Hara Davies fight. It's one thing for you to fight on the inside. It's a whole nother ball game for you to be comfortable and can fight on the inside. Like he's completely comfortable on the inside, completely comfortable. But I had to get on Andre Ward for that. Like he sounded like a company man that night. Like he annoyed the hell out of me almost as much as Lennox Lewis and Joe Goosen. But hold on,
Hashman Boxing.
Take that. Go ahead, take that.
Hashman Boxing, 100% agree. Not enough teachers. My amateur coach is 82 years old. He trained Lloyd Hannigan in the 70s. He makes me work on all aspects in the ring. Not enough coaches do that. Facts.
100%
Richard said, "Thank you, Shane. I don't know what you're thanking me for, but you're welcome."
Well, we thank you. We thank you over here too, Shane. We appreciate it. He's a decent fighter, tough guy with an awkward style. Hashman, who you talking about? Just put down who you talking about. Richard said he bangs with the lower tier, but he can't handle elite competition. I'm assuming he's talking about Jamal James. But we agree with that. We have LeBron James in the building. Shakur Stevenson versus Gervonta Davis will be like Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Mike Tyson. Okay, LeBron,
you need to stick to basketball.
Yeah, you need to stick to basketball, man. You threw us off with that one, but we can. Shakur and Gervonta Tank Davis. That's a good fight. We'll disregard the second half of your comment, but Shakur and Gervonta Tank Davis is a good fight. Is a really good fight. Be honest with you, I don't know who would win that fight, but I would love to see it.
I'm picking Jamal James over AB. AB isn't a weight. Okay, that's fair. I hear that. What weight is AB? That's a good question. He's a rapper right now.
He's 154 as far as I'm concerned. He walks around at like 190. Yeah, he's 154 to me, but he's too short.
Jeff, you look like Adrian Broner. That's what
he said. Hey man, it is what it is. Will Stokes was on a Boxing Eagle stream last night where he said Fight Camp was a dud. I said I thought Fight Camp has been better than any of the other boxing on right now, and he blocked me. Okay. Let me get at this one, Shane.
Yeah, go on. Go ahead.
Let me get at this one first. Will Stokes, first of all, we're gonna do self-promotion right here. Boxing podcast is coming, the Boxing Plug podcast is coming. We'll be with Shane and myself. We're gonna have boxing
guests every week
on here. Yeah, guests every week. So very, very soon you can just blocked anyway, so you can't get on the boxing. So you need a new home, so you might as well come on over with us, man. You see how.
And Will Stokes, before Jeff even goes on to the next point, I'm disappointed in you. You should know better to be on them casual channels. Those channels are for casual.
Man, Boxing Eagle, he stays on the stream. And listen, we don't have nothing against Boxing Eagle or any other big names that's doing it. But at the end of the day, you see their colors. Like they're not on here. Will Stokes, would you have been able to get questions off on Boxing Eagle like you getting on here? Like I might as well just send you a link and just put you on the damn thing. Like you talking just as much as we are. You know what I'm saying? That's how we want it. That's how we want it at the end of the day, man. You don't have to go back there. To be honest with you, the best thing you can do for us, people see they get on there, they want super chats and all that other stuff, and that's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm like, yo, just tell a friend to come join us. Tell a friend to subscribe and tell a friend to come join us. Like, that's it. Like, that's all we want. We want as many eyeballs as possible. And if you don't like what we doing after you come look, then that's cool. Long as you give us a chance. That's all we really ask for. But to get into your comment, Fight Camp, listen, Eddie Hearn don't get enough respect in the States, period. He put on a card in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the middle of nowhere. He put a boxing ring in the middle of the goddamn street, led in front of the hotel. Fighters was coming out from the hotel walkway to the ring in the middle of the street. I'm like, people can look at it and be like, oh, well, Eddie Hearn got people fighting in the middle of the street. Eddie Hearn got people fighting in his backyard. I said, yo, did you see the setup in his backyard? Did you see the setup in Tulsa, Oklahoma? I said, the man is putting on as much thought into this as you can possibly do. I'm like, and it's crazy because I'm like, you have Bob Arum, he got the bubble. We respect everything Bob Arum tried to do because him and Top Rank are the ones that went through the bumps and bruises before PBC put on their cards and before Eddie Hearn put on his cards. Top Rank are the ones that had to go through, having main events fall through, mainly Big Baby Miller for being on the finest juices. You know what I'm saying? But they had to go through all that. Eddie Hearn is trying to take things. I'm talking about staging the fights. He's done everything you possibly could under this COVID situation. Now, as far as the actual fight quality, you may not know the names, but I know them names.
But the thing is,
names.
even to counteract boxing ego, we're in a business which is supply and demand. So if he found that fight camp wasn't good, my question will be, what card around the world had more buzz than the Dylan White Povetkin card?
I got another question on top of that. If it was a dud, how does he know?
I heard Povetkin and Dylan White done 300,000 pay-per-view fights.
Yeah, they did. But my boxing ego point is, if it was a dud, you had to have watched it.
Of course.
Am I right? Like, you had to have watched it for you to say that something was a dud. And then on top of that, and this is the thing, Will Stokes. As far as boxing ego was concerned, again, I got nothing but respect for him. You know what I mean? He just got a different platform, different lane. At the end of the day, with boxing ego, I think he has an affiliate with ESPN Plus, if I'm not mistaken, which I find funny because I'm like, he takes a lot of shots at Top Rank, but he has an ESPN affiliate where you can sign up for ESPN Plus and he has an affiliate link. Will Stokes, you're on this show. You can tell me if I'm right or wrong on that, but I'm almost sure I'm correct on that. But as far as his point, as far as the fight camp, he's completely wrong. Like, he's completely wrong.
Next comment. What's the next comment? I think it's Will Stokes. Will Stokes, I feel you. That's Toshi Nori. Comment after that. I thought fight camp was not bad. Me as well. Hashman Boxing. I guarantee he hasn't watched Just Taylor fight. We've been saying that's a fact. Richard said, just because you can fight on the inside doesn't mean you're good at it. That's a good point. That's a good point.
What'd he say?
Just because you can fight on the inside doesn't mean you're good at it. Well, if you're getting away with it, means you're good enough.
Well,
he's getting.
You know what? Let me comment on that. Just because you're in the inside doesn't mean you're good at it. It also, just because you're out fighting a guy on the inside, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're great at fighting on the inside. It might just mean your opponent is bad at it, and you're just not as bad as him. So that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. Let me see where we at.
Toshi.
Next question. Toshi, what's up, man?
I get kicked out of their streams a lot. That's obvious. Anybody who's on this platform right now, probably gets kicked out of most people's streams because they're unbiased.
Hey, we got Fats Classic in the building, man. One of the best rappers ever heard in my life, man. That's one of my homies, man. Entrepreneur, really, really good dude, man. Fats, what's up?
You know the song that you done for the Nafia Charles promo video? You need to send that to me. That song's dope.
I said I'll get it to you. I'll talk to Fats if we get off this stream. But Richard said boxing ego blocked me too. Why? I'll be honest with you, I haven't been on Boxing Ego stream to get blocked. On it.
I don't. You know me. I only. I'm a hardcore
That
guy.
was a
So I don't.
rhetorical. I ain't even, that was a rhetorical. That was another test one. Um hold on.
Boxing learner.
Boxing learner. Oh, Hashman said we're dope for real. Appreciate that, bro. But this something we gonna be doing this pretty much almost on a daily basis, man. Like we gonna turn the
Might as
corner
well.
as far as the channel. I hate doing regular videos anyway. I hate doing shits. I'd rather be on live with the people anyway. So, but at least on this one, it's real because I'm like, it ain't no super chats and no cash apps and none of that shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, if you want to send it, cool. Like, but if not, like, fuck it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Boxing learner, blocked ego voice. Block him. Ego voice. Hey man, wait. I think I've blocked 2 people since I've been on YouTube, man, and that's been about what 2 years, 2 plus. I blocked 2 people. And it wasn't even over some boxing stuff. Like they say the N-word with an ER at the end. And I'm like, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So that was the only reason. Toshi said you guys are good for boxing. Toshi, we appreciate you. And listen, everybody that's on here, man, everybody's gonna have an opportunity to be on the live with us. I'm talking about I'm
Oh
sending you
yeah.
the link and I'm sending you the link and you jumping
Hit
on.
one if you actually do want to be in on, because he will hit you
Yeah,
up.
put a 1 in the comment section if you want to be actually in the live stream for future lives. Put a 1 in the live stream if you want it.
Boxing learners next.
Facts, Povetkin versus White was epic. Yes, it was. It was great, man. Like it was great.
Can
Big
I touch?
events.
Can I touch on that though?
Go ahead.
In the feet, I have to say Dylan White is probably the best heavyweight in history in the feet. Like, did you see his last interview with IFL TV?
Yeah.
He was still talking. Like, normally people are very humbled after defeat. Like, look at Wilder and AJ after they got their defeat. Dylan White is still the same. Like, he's still talking that trash talk. He's still like him and Andy Ruiz still going back
Yeah,
and
they
forth.
still
Him and
talking
Frank
shit.
Warren.
They still
Literally,
talking
so
shit.
he's still.
Yeah. Hey.
He said, I might have lost my battle with Povetkin, but you lost your battle to obesity and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, man. Richard put a 1 down. Toshi put a 1 down. Fats put a 1 down. Yeah, we definitely gonna get all y'all on there. That ain't I chat with Fats on a regular, so Richard is on IG now, so how we can get him. Toshi, get at us on IG or send us your email or something where we can send you the link.
Stevie put a 1 as
Stevie
well.
put a 1 in.
Hashman, you should be putting a 1. Hashman put a 1 in
Ashman
as
just
well.
put a 1 in, yeah. Hold on. Richard said he's a B plus that can talk that A game. Who's a B plus? Richard, who you talking about?
Hashman
He's talking about Dylan.
boxing.
Is he talking about Dylan?
I think he's talking about Dylan. Yeah, I would agree with that. Dylan's a B plus fighter. I would agree with that.
Yeah, Dillian was putting on a masterpiece before he got caught with that shot.
It's do you think Jamal Charlo could be the next undisputed champion? Nope.
Win this
I
fight.
don't. No, he won't be, because you know what PBC is doing? They boycotting the WBO, so he's not going to fight Teixeira.
Yeah, that's why I said that's about as close to undisputed as he gonna get.
Because to be fair, I think he beats Teixeira as well, but they're not going to give him that fight.
Yeah, they're not gonna give him that fight, and I think he beats Teixeira as well. Actually, I think Rosario probably will give him a tougher go than Teixeira is. Teixeira is more one dimensional than Rosario. I seen against J-Rock for sure. We got Mando Jr. in the building.
And we got Kevin Webster.
Kevin Webster, what's going on? Kevin, if you want to be a part of the stream, future streams with Shane and myself, put a 1 in the comment section. Will Stokes put a 1. Basically, everybody in here want to jump on. So we're gonna follow us on Instagram, man. We might do some contests and stuff. Get some free. I got merchandise coming. My boy Fats Classic, he already got merchandise coming, so I will work something out with him. Get some free merchandise out to you guys for sure. You know what I mean? And we not the type you gotta you gotta super chat and all this and all that. Nah, like if you rocking with us and we got the gear to send out, if y'all gonna rock it, we'll send it out to you, like no doubt. Toshi, I didn't know PBC was like that with the WBO. Yeah,
Yeah.
PBC been like that, man. I like it's people that be riding out for PBC, and that's cool. But my whole thing, I'm like, everybody does similar dirt in boxing. Don't act like the person you like does less dirt than the people you don't like. That's what
But if
that's
you're
what
a
I can't
boxing fan,
stand.
you should. If you're a boxing fan, you shouldn't even have a favorite promoter.
You shouldn't have one. You shouldn't have a favorite promoter, a favorite network. If anything, you should just dislike some stuff. Like for me, I know Shane has his pet peeves that he don't like. For me, I watch most of my fights with no sound. Only reason I have sound on is when I'm live. I can't stand these announcers like Joe Goosen, Lennox Lewis. They make my skin crawl. Tim Bradley, Andre Ward, they were horrible for the Jose Ramirez fight. They were horrible. The
I think
judges, I
Paulie
can't stand the judge.
Malignaggi is overrated as well. I
Paulie
think Paulie.
Malignaggi is overrated. Because see the thing, you know what Paulie does? You know what Paulie does? Paulie says things and he says it in a way where the casual fan will be like, you know what? I ain't think of that. That was smart. But if he get in a room with a bunch of people that actually know they boxing, half the stuff that he say in these fights, you be like, Paulie, you bugging. Or Paulie, you not
I mean,
explaining the whole story.
I like Teddy. I'll be honest. I still like Teddy Atlas. I still like.
Teddy, have you heard his podcast?
Yeah, I watch his podcast all the time.
Teddy podcast is fire, yo. Teddy podcast is fire. Like basically what he used to do on ESPN, that's what he's doing in the podcast. He's coming at everybody. Like he's more controlled. Like he's more controlled on his podcast. He got the sponsors and all that going on. But Teddy has been one of my favorites back since Tuesday night fights. Like he's a legend. He's a legend, man. Not only from a trainer perspective, but you know what?
Who's next?
You know who would be a good trainer for Josh Taylor? Teddy Atlas.
Who?
Teddy Atlas.
You think so?
Hell yeah.
He would have to train him like how he trained Voldic.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point. Exactly my point. That's why I said it. He did a great job with Voldic. Only thing is Voldic just ran into a whole nother monster. We're not gonna get into all that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Richard said I'll be in Camden in about 6 months. Okay.
Camden's in
New Jersey.
London. Oh, Camden in London or in America?
Hold on, you talking about London or New Jersey? Richard, you got London or New Jersey? Okay, Fat said he got some merch for the channel, man. We definitely gonna talk to Fats to work something out, get some merch out to you guys. His merch is fire. I rock his sweat, especially when it get cooler outside, sweatsuits and all that. I'm classic apparel all day. But hold on, Mando Jr. And what do you guys think of PBC boycotting the WBO? I mean, shit. I mean, you can't. If you do things like that, Mando, if you do things like that, then you can't complain when the shoe on the other foot. You can't complain when the shoe on the other foot, man. Like I hate when guys do that. If you're gonna do that, don't complain. But a lot of the PBC people, they complain. They complain.
I mean, the same PBC will be the same guys that boycotted the WBO, the same guys who were angry when Canelo got franchise champion and Charlo didn't get that work.
Bro, and listen, we'll say that for another video, but the franchise champion or the franchise status has been around for about 50 years. It's been around for about 50 years. But we not gonna get into that. So she said, well, Sid, Richard, you know how I feel about the whole promoter thing. Yep. The promoters, they out of control sometimes, but they doing what promoters do. Like I said, I never met a trustworthy promoter in my life. Never seen one either.
Nope. And if you see one, he's not successful.
He's not successful. He's not a promoter. You know what I'm saying? Richard said Teddy's podcast get me rolling. Yeah, Teddy's a monster. No, Richard said in the States, in New Jersey. Yeah. If you in Camden, New Jersey, that ain't far from us. That ain't far from me at all. Toshi said announcers be giving boxing instructions and boxing lessons half the fight. Yeah, you know what, Toshi, you gotta be talking about PBC. Like you have to be talking about PBC because I think Ward and Tim Bradley, they say things during the fight and they just be flat out wrong. Like in terms of actually what they're saying in a fight. Like sometimes I really think like they be having another fight on and not the fight they actually supposed to be watching. Like with some of their comments, like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, PBC, like they will go over the rule book with you halfway through the fight, and then they crack a couple jokes, the fight over.
Will Stokes said, Will, just to answer your question, Will, we actually have a video of our top 10 most wanted fights. But you say if you could have 3 fights in boxing, which 3 would they be? For me, AJ Fury, Spence Crawford, and probably Canelo Beterbiev. I'm the same, but I'll change Canelo for Bivol.
Um, I hate doing this because this is the first time we were like live. But as usual, Shane and Soul stole my 3 fights.
But we
We
had the video on this in the
we
channel.
had
We
the
have a video.
video. Yeah, we have a top 10 video. We have a top 10 fights that we want to see video on the channel. And it was just straight like audio, but we had like the visuals behind it and all that. But yeah, those would be my 3 fights as well: Beterbiev and Bivol, AJ and Fury, Spence Crawford.
We will never see Spence versus Crawford, but
We'll
we could
never see
always
Spence
see.
Crawford. We will never see Spence Crawford. Al Heyman's not allowing that. He's not allowing that. Toshi, I like the old boxing announcers that called it play by play almost. Something closer to that, not asking too much more. To be honest with you, I didn't have a problem with HBO's announcers until they really start going on a company man shit. Like when they gave you Max, Roy, and and um and Lampley when he was, I'm talking old school Lampley, not Lampley that's trying to promote fighters and shit. I'm talking about that old school Lampley. That's probably my favorite trio because they gave you a combination of Roy giving you the experience of an actual fighter, Max knowing his shit, and then
I like Max.
I
I
like
like Max.
Max know his shit. Max know his shit, and then Lampley with the play by play, and then they had enough balance where if Lampley called something wrong, Roy would call him on it, or Max would call him on it. That's what I liked about them the most. Um, but yeah, they need to revamp their announcers, all of them, top rank PBC, uh, all of them. But Richard said Loma versus Pack, Berlanga versus Hernandez, Bud versus Pack. Berlanga versus Hernandez. What Hernandez you talking about?
I was gonna ask that same question,
Yeah,
and I don't know if
Berlanga
he's
versus who?
is he talking about, is he like fights for now or fights that he's talking about past? Because does he mean old school Pacquiao and Lomachenko, or and does he mean
Yeah,
old
Richard, are
school
you talking old?
Pacquiao versus?
Yeah, are you talking old school Pacquiao, or you talking about fights like right now, like right now? Toshi said Max knows what's up. Yeah, yeah, Max can come on the show anytime, man. Max can come on the show anytime.
Will
Like, he'll hold his own.
Will Stokes says, really, you'd rather see Bivol versus Beterbiev than I just feel like Canelo Beterbiev is such. Canelo's not a natural 175. So
Right,
if you
exactly.
watched him at 175, he put the air muffs on and walked down Kovalev. Do you really think he could do that to Beterbiev? It would. Beterbiev knocks out heavyweight, so that wouldn't
Well,
even make sense.
this is the thing. That's the main reason why I don't want to see the fight. I don't want to see Canelo in there because he's not a natural 175. As far as Canelo and what he did against Kovalev, people don't want to give Kovalev credit, but the fight was close because
Mm-hmm.
Canelo wasn't working. He wasn't working, and if he didn't land that shot, there was a chance that was going to be a tight. You know what? I'm not going to say it's going to be a tight decision. You know, he'd be having the judges on lock. But on my scorecard, I had it close. I had
Yeah,
it
it was
close.
close.
I
But
had it
could you
close.
imagine if he'd done that style against Beterbiev? Like
He would
it
lose to
wouldn't.
Beterbiev. Listen, Canelo would lose to Beterbiev right now. Canelo would lose to Bivol right now.
Facts.
175 is not where that's not the place Canelo want to be. He don't want to
No
be at
way.
175. He does not want to be at 175.
There's no way I would rather see Canelo versus Beterbiev than Bivol versus Beterbiev. Like they're both natural 175ers, and it's the styles just gel so much. The styles gel so much.
Like it's instant action. Bivol and Beterbiev because the main thing with that fight, Bivol's gonna have to make a decision on am I gonna stand in the pocket with him? Like he's gonna have to make that decision at some point during the fight. And for the people that's new to the channel, you gonna hear this phrase a lot. Beterbiev walks through the front door. He don't pay
No
admission
admission.
fee. He pays no admission fee. He's coming right in your house, and he coming right to your living room to wreck everything.
You said that about the Voldic fight, and Voldic just couldn't handle the fact that he couldn't put something on him to sting and to make him say, every time you come forward, you're gonna have to pay something. He couldn't do that.
But I told Jesse Hart that. I have an interview with Jesse Hart on the channel before that fight happened, and he said he liked Voldic. I said, at some point he's gonna have to handle Beterbiev's power. I said he's not gonna be able to handle all that smoke. He's not gonna be able to handle all that smoke, not for 12 rounds. I said he's gonna have to put something on Beterbiev to get his respect. And I was like, nobody, even when Beterbiev got knocked down in that one fight, he got right back up and was pissed off. So even if you touch him, he's still like, yo, like you literally got to hurt him.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Beterbiev, that fight, Beterbiev got knocked down and he came
Callum Johnson against Callum Johnson.
Callum Johnson. Yeah, that was in the second round. He got knocked. He was hurt. He was hurt, but he wasn't hurt for long. That's how I know Beterbiev was in shape. That's how I know.
But you know what? He even after that, he even said it. He was in a Russian, obviously. They turned it over back to English, translated it back to English. He said the problem with that fight was beasts aren't supposed to play with their food, and he knocked Johnson out in the first round, and the second round he was just playing around. Yeah, he said you're not supposed to play around with your. Literally, this guy's a different. He's just different kettle of like. Beterbiev is a monster, and Canelo does not want that work. I'm telling you,
Canelo don't want that smoke. He don't want that smoke. Trust me, he don't want that smoke. Toshi said it sucks when something exciting happening and the announcers are sleeping on it. Listen, I don't watch the fights with sound anyway, so I don't even know what they be saying. I know what they be saying because I watch a replay of the fight with the sound and I'll be like, yo, they were horrible. You know what I'm saying? Richard said hypothetical as far as his
okay.
Loma Pack, Belonga, Hernandez. But you never said what Hernandez you was talking about. We got the other two, but Toshi said, I agree, Russian clash, Bivol and Beterbiev, absolutely. Will Stokes, but this is exactly why I want to see the fight, because other than Beterbiev, I don't see anybody else pushing Canelo as much as I think Beterbiev could. I think Bivol beats him.
Even if you wanna go down that road, I think Zerdo Ramirez gives Canelo a hard fight at 178.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't want to see him fight many guys at 178. Canelo, like he just not a 175. So he's not 175. Sorry, yeah. But when you talk about pushing Canelo's been pushed. I don't know what you mean. He's been pushed. He got pushed against Golovkin. He got pushed against Charlo. He got pushed against Lara. He's been pushed.
Yeah, but a lot of people think he lost both Triple G fights. There's a lot of people who think Lara beat him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think the Trout fight was a draw. So
exactly. I thought Trout. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Trout was a close fight.
Yeah, Trout was a real close. Canelo he's been in tough. He's been pushed. Toshi said Bivol won't stand in the pocket. Shane, I'll let you take that one.
Bivol's one of this is one thing me and Jeff always say, and this is the first thing we agreed on. Bivol's probably the cleanest fighter in boxing, pound for pound. I don't think there's a fighter cleaner than Bivol.
Let me explain clean though. Let me explain clean real quick. When Shane says clean, he means the shots that he lands are clean. Footwork, clean. What he does inside of the ring, clean, is crisp,
Defensively.
sharp, feints is sharp. He won't stand in the pocket for long periods of time. But Toshi, the best way I can put it is Bivol will do what Triple G did in the fight with Canelo, but he would just be more active and more accurate with the shots.
And he's defensively defensively so responsible. Like, you look at Bivol, what fight have you seen Bivol come out of a fight and you look at his face and go, wow? Or like, this guy doesn't even sweat in fights. Like,
absolutely. Yeah, almost like a robot. Like, it shit is crazy. Like,
literally.
I'm sorry, I clicked something. Yeah, Toshi said it'll be a close fight. I slept on Beterbiev and Vosdik. I didn't. I was there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't sleep that. I was there. Hashman Boxing, he beat Triple G in the rematch.
I had him winning. I had Canelo winning the rematch as well.
I had Triple G winning by a round. We can get into that in another video. Richard said sorry. Had bath duty tonight with the kids. A voice text got me wrong. I meant Verdejo. That's different weight classes, bro. Verdejo is 147. Berlanga is 160, 168.
No, but
Berlanga is 160, 168. Verdejo was 147.
Maybe they might be fighting a catch weight at 154. I don't know.
Richard, we're going to talk to Richard about his weight classes. Richard knows.
Wasn't he just
though? Richard
want to see Tiafimo fight Wilder.
Yeah, listen. As long as I ain't gotta pay for it, I watch that shit. But hold on, Hashman Bivol is a smart boxer. Resume looking better after beating Pascal and Joe Smith, who just knocked out.
I said that on Instagram.
Yeah,
I said that on Instagram.
Yeah. Bivol's a problem, and Bivol's a problem. He has that style where it's just like you really can't do much with him, like, because it's like he can counterpunch, he can fight off the back foot, he can come forward. His footwork is better than most big guys at 160, 168, 175 cruiserweight. Like, he might have the best, and I'm talking about straight pivot.
Yeah.
Pocket. And it's different types of footwork. Everything ain't gotta be Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, stuff like that. No, pivoting in the pocket and being this close from missing a shot, he's great at it. How
many times do you see Bivol up against the ropes as well? That's another thing. Like, you
absolutely.
rarely ever see Bivol up against the ropes.
He takes command of the middle of the ring, and even when he gets his back anywhere near the ropes, he pivots and takes position.
Pivots all day. Pivots all day
long. Let me see. Hashman Boxing. Said Verdejo's 135. I could have sworn Verdejo was 147. Verdejo 135? Is Verdejo 135, bro? He might be.
I thought Verdejo was 147.
I thought he was 147 too.
Maybe I'm wrong. I
might be wrong too. Hashman, we gonna take your word on it because we're not 100% sure. I could have sworn he was 147. But you might be right. Toshi said I slept on Beterbiev, not on the fight. Toshi said he 135 too, so okay. I could swear
must be.
Okay, that's our mistake. We got King Louie in the building. King Louie, what's up? Hashman Boxing, Bivol accuracy is elite. Yeah, I think his accuracy is the best in the game. I think it's the best.
You've been saying that.
Not only by the just the eye test, but the numbers prove it.
Yeah.
Like, his percentage is like 40%.
Yeah, I mean, I actually had the stats on time. I can't even remember where I had it, but I showed you the stats of Bivol. Bivol's punch accuracy to punch output is ridiculous.
Yeah. King Louis said Josh Taylor all day too. Josh Taylor might be the best in the division. He might be the best in the division. Especially the way Jose Ramirez fought.
I want to see them run it back. I want to see them run the
Him and
Prograis fight
Postal,
back.
they not gonna get Postal that rematch. I had Postal
No
winning.
Prograis. I mean the Prograis fight.
The Prograis. Oh yeah, that I would love to see that. But I think you got to give Taylor a legitimate shot to beat Ramirez, especially the way he looked against Postal. He looked. It's no excuse for that, man, because they were supposed to. Their fight got canceled like 4 times. So there's no way you shouldn't have been prepared for the fight. You done had the same opponent for a year.
But you then really have to credit how good Crawford is, because he won 12-0 against Postal. He was a complete shot. He almost knocked Postal out in one of the rounds as well.
Yeah, Crawford just the levels was crazy because like once he figured out that he can the worst thing you could do with Postal is fight a controlled fight with Postal. That's the worst thing you can do because you falling right into his trap. Because then he can jab, move, throw you an occasional hook, but he's controlling the pace of the fight. Once Bud realized he can just bum rush him, just get in, he can go from outside to in close real quick. And all he got to do is dodge one jab. Once he realized that, it was a wrap. It was a wrap because he was his 2-3 piece, and as soon as he got on the inside, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of similar to how B-Hop back in the day did Kelly Pavlik. Once he
it reminds me of the fight. I'm normally very good with names. Today I'm having a bad day. The guy who he just fought Chris Eubank Jr. and he fought Jamal Charlo. He fought Chris Eubank Jr. last year.
And he fought Jamal Charlo?
Yeah, and he fought Jamal Charlo on the same day Jamal Charlo lost. Remember they were.
Oh, you talking about the southpaw?
Yeah,
because he hurt his arm in the in the Eubank fight.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, and I'm normally really good with names as well. It's because it's late out here. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's late out there. We getting ready to cut it, but damn. What is this guy?
Someone help me. Korobov. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Toshi.
Matt Korobov.
Thank you very much, Toshi.
With the assist. Yeah, man. Korobov, man. Like, yeah, that's true. That's true. That was the same thing. Like, once Charlo realized he can get in close and run the shots off, he had success. King Louis told you though, but didn't think Postal would have showed everybody. Josh 12 mid with the jab. Yeah, Postal did. He did what I thought he was going to do because that's not the first time Ramirez had trouble in a fight with a guy that's technical or awkward. I respect Ramirez for taking those style fights because it definitely doesn't fit him. But I think he thought he was going to go into that Postal fight and do the same thing he did with now I'm forgetting the names. His unification fight that Ramirez had before
you mean Hooker, Maurice Hooker.
Yeah, when he fought Hooker, I think he thought he was going to do the same thing as he did with Hooker, but the thing is Hooker was kind of doing the same thing until that one round where he kind of just lost it. You know what I'm saying?
Will Stokes he says, yeah, I heard a lot of people saying they had Prograis winning or a draw and stuff. When I watched the fight, I scored it 8-2, 8-4 to Taylor. Thought it was pretty clear. I'll tell you to watch that fight without commentary because if you watch it without commentary,
watch it without commentary, and that's a legendary fight for Shane and myself because I was actually traveling to I think Lubin and Gallimore. They fought the same night. And the prediction that I had for the scorecards is exactly how it played out. Exactly how it played
I remember.
Exactly how it played out. Michael Barr in the building, G5, much love, King. Appreciate you. Michael Barr, put a 1 in the comment section if you want to be on a future live. We already King Louis, you ain't got to do that. You already know we gonna get you on.
Richard said good night. Don't worry, I'll be joining you soon. Don't worry.
Yeah. You said Michael Barr said that man threw the fight. Who you talking about? Michael Barr, who you talking about? I'm gonna see what
I don't
Michael
know who.
says. I don't know who he talking about, but listen, get y'all final questions in, comments in. We've been on for an hour, 35 minutes. My boy Shane is out there in the UK holding it down. It's
Yeah.
1:00 in the morning out there. It's only 8:00 where I'm at, but we appreciate Shane staying up, rocking with us. We're gonna try to do this on a daily basis. Me personally, I might be on later on tonight if I can get BoxingFirst Vlog on. I might do another one tonight with him, and we can chop. The Lord knows what we gonna talk about. I don't know what we're talking about. That's gonna be interesting to say the least. Richard, appreciate you stopping by, man. We will be back tomorrow. Shane, we're gonna have to start doing now. We're going to start using the post on YouTube and tell the people like we're going live at this time.
Yeah. We
Start
forgot about that today.
Yeah,
Michael
we
Barr,
about
he's
it
talking
today.
about progress. Progress let that joint go.
You gotta watch that fight again, bro. You gotta watch that fight again. We can talk about it. You gotta watch that fight again. That one judge had it crazy, but you gotta watch that fight again without the announcers. I think the announcers might have pulled you a little bit. I got Taylor for the division, but I think Ramirez can have success at 47. Ooh, can Ramirez have success at 47?
No, with that style, he'd have to change it up a bit.
I'm trying to think. Ramirez at 47.
Too easy to hit. It's very too easy to hit.
Would Ramirez beat Broner at 47?
Why do you keep using Broner as an example?
Because
Broner,
he's the listen. I'm using Broner. I'm using Broner because he's the most popular gatekeeper out there.
he will beat Broner. I think that's pretty comfortable to
Jose
say.
Ramirez beats Broner.
Yeah.
I agree, but I had to put that out there. That's the second time I done brought Broner up today. And I don't have a legitimate reason why. I just had to talk my way out of that one.
I mean, who could I see Ramirez beating at 147? That's a real big name. I don't even know.
Do we beat Mikey?
That's a good fight. That's a
Damn good fight. That's a damn good fight, ain't it?
That fight.
That's a damn good fight.
That's
The
a
thing
real good
is,
fight.
Ramirez let his hands go, and Mikey Garcia is real economical with the punches. If he don't hurt Ramirez can win that fight.
I also think the same thing with Danny as well. I think that's the same circumstance with Danny as well.
Circumstances with Danny. That's a That's a King Louis. That's an interesting topic. We gonna I'm gonna hit you up. But we can set that up.
Definitely.
Do a stream on that and just have you jump on, and we can just run through the 147 division with Jose Ramirez and see who wins. That's a great one, King Louis. That's a great one. Ramirez versus Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz? No,
I
Virgil
assume
Ortiz. Yeah, he talking about Virgil Ortiz.
I
Virgil
assume
Ortiz.
he's talking about Virgil Ortiz.
Yeah, Virgil Ortiz beat Ramirez.
You think so? You think so?
He would beat.
I'm in two minds about that.
Dog shit. He would
I'm not convinced.
You not convinced? Okay.
I'm not convinced.
Listen, we're gonna save that one. We're gonna save that one for the we're gonna do a Jose Ramirez stream. Jose Ramirez at 147 stream, and we're gonna have King Louis on. But we're gonna wrap this live up. Shane out in the UK, man. Man, you being up this late, rocking with us for an hour and a half. Well, shit, you want to do this shit damn near every day, man, because we gonna be on hit like crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Might as well.
Shout out to Shane. Shane, give him your social media.
On all platforms is I_am Shane1, the number one, not ONE,
All right.
number one.
And for me, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Boxing with G5 Jeff TV. That's BOXWIT G5 Jeff TV. This is our first time actually using StreamYard for one of our streams. Shane and I talk all the time. This is the first time we've done it on this platform. So you know, on behalf of everybody that was in here, that gave us a time of day, we appreciate you. We're gonna be posting when we're going live, starting tomorrow. Definitely follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and all of that. We're gonna put a post up somewhere, and just be on the lookout for a podcast coming soon. This is just a sample of how the podcast is gonna go. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be absolutely great. So on behalf of G5 Jeff TV, on behalf of VP of Operations Shane, we are out.